Hey guys, it's San and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So today we're going to be talking about the Japanese 25th anniversary Golden Box and this whole printed demand shtick that has finally come up. And first and foremost, oh, the humanity for all those people who purchased it at $400 plus. Oh, may their wallets rest in peace, and I hope they can do their credit card chargebacks because, quite frankly, oh man. So, let's just sum it up real quick for anyone who doesn't want to stick around. This doesn't change anything. It literally doesn't matter. Why? Not because you're going to be able to stonk out, not because it's going to tank the prices, not because anything. It doesn't matter because, to me, it doesn't change anything. I have been preaching to control your opportunity costs, control the cost basis, and time your entry points at a point where you balance everything out nicely in moderation. What I mean by this is instead of purchasing right away or purchasing way down the line, you figure out a good time to enter the market that's going to reduce the dead money period. How long it's not going to appreciate for. Because there's a lot of people out there who are very hard set in their ways and deluded in believing that everything just kind of appreciates to the moon, as opposed to realizing that that's not what's happened in the past. It only happened in 2020. It's not what was historically happening because back when PWCC was still alive and still had that glorious market research thing, you could track every single set that would release. And you could see it took them a while to appreciate. Yeah, technically you could have purchased it at the beginning, and yeah, you would have made money, but there just wasn't... It wasn't worth it to purchase at the very beginning when it was cheapest because cost basis does not equal reduced opportunity cost, especially not when we're talking about the stock market and the CAGR. So, I'm going to use these Oreos as an example, and we're going to keep talking specifically with respect to this golden box, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the future. So, the golden box can be summed up into, we have a whole lot of supply. There is an absolute ridiculous amount of this because it's going to be one of those print to demand, or what was it? It's like manufactured by request. It's something. Essentially, put in the orders, they're going to make it. It's going to take time. The way these Oreos are going to tie into it is, if you had purchased one of these Oreos, so we're just going to say these are investable. If you had purchased those Oreos when I had the max stack, and we're going to say that's 100% of the supply, even though that would theoretically be the cheapest point, or whenever it's at like 9, stack 13 or something like that, that's not the best entry point by default. It might be, but not in every single case. However, if you waited until I started getting to the point where they start getting empty, they're getting burned through, they're fun to open, they're fun to eat, every PokeTuber and their mother is making a video opening these things up and just eating and searching for the Mew. If you waited for the natural attrition of supply, the natural attrition of demand on the supply, then you could make a smarter decision. Instead of waiting to purchase when my stack was up here, you could wait to purchase here. And even though, let's say they're $4, I think that's what they are. Even if it's $5, so 25% more expensive, the sheer amount of time that you have managed to kill, the amount of opportunity costs you reduced it by, is going to offset that. Because remember, when I'm talking about Pokemon and I'm looking at it, I'm keeping in mind, this is not liquid. It is not liquid. I can't just go onto my little app, say sell, and it's going to be gone. You gotta list it on eBay, you gotta deal with the shipping, hope you don't get scammed, hope you can actually sell the thing, because if you're a brand new seller, congratulations. No one's gonna trust you for a while. And even then, if you try to do the buy it now, you're most likely not gonna get a seller within a week. It's gonna take a while, unless if you're doing bids, then you can really get rid of them quickly, but you're not gonna get the maximum price, because true liquidity in Pokemon is like 70% of the asking price. That's just how it is. And tying it all back to the Pokemon Ultra, to the Golden Box, there's going to be a lot of supply. People are going to enjoy it. People are going to open it. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't park money in it and make money off of it, because I'm going to do it. But it does mean don't get so focused in the now, not even in a year from now, because they did say they're going to be printing it for a while. So even a year from now, supply is probably still going to be coming out because they're going to still be manufacturing it. Patience, wait until the supply starts to diminish. And as it diminishes, yes, the prices will appreciate. But if you can catch it, instead of, let's say the prices are coming, all right, they're coming in, they kind of appreciate, drop, and then they stay stagnant for a long time. Instead of buying in somewhere at this bottom, you can buy in on the upswing already, at the start of the upswing. And don't tell me you can't time that, because you absolutely can. People timed it with multiple sets. That's just how this game works. It is surprisingly predictable to an extent within the short term. So that's what I wanted to talk about primarily. Do not get so focused on the idea that they're going to be printing a ton of this stuff. So I'm going to buy a bunch of it because it's going to appreciate really fast, or I'm not going to hold any of it because it's not going to appreciate at all. It's somewhere in the middle, and trying to actually think for yourself and figure out when is the best time to purchase. Let's look at the overall demand on eBay. eBay, Mercari, let's look at Facebook, all that stuff. Try to get an aggregate supply of it, along with the overall demand, which the demand is harder to gauge. Just look at videos coming out as time goes on, and the number of sales. As that goes on, make an educated decision. A higher price does not necessarily mean a bad entry point. Just like a lower price does not mean it is a perfect entry point. If we're talking evolutions, because a lot of people understand that one. You purchase at the lowest point of like $76 shipped. Well, congratulations. That didn't appreciate at all for a couple years until we got to 2020, when the supply finally got worn down. Pokemon Center finally ran out. Prices began to increase. Let's say you purchase in 2020 at $100 and something, low, very low hundreds, probably like, let's say 105 to 120. It is arguable that the person who made the purchase at that price made a better decision and moderated their risk far more than the person who bought at $76, because they had already seen the upswing. They already saw that it was trending upwards. It was appreciating. There was actual data to back this up. Now I'm going to make a play on it. And in the end, they had that money tied up for less time than the person who was sitting on it since 2017, 2018. Because you were sitting on it for 3 or 2 years. Really depends. Meanwhile, again, we're always comparing to the stock market. That just has better liquidity. That's safer. It behaves more rationally. It is the closest thing to a safe investment. That's what you're competing against. Now, I'm going to touch on it briefly. I might make a separate video on this. If you guys want my opinion fully on this, I can make one. So, I think this is the future. I think Pokemon has now given us a prelude to what's to come. This build to demand. Just we're going to pre-order it, and then they'll eventually give it to us. Why? Pokemon seems to be following in the steps of Wizards of the Coast in some regards. They are selling different products to us direct to market. Just look at the cards, look at the prices, how they've been appreciating. The prices of some of these boxes have been changing. They keep increasing in price. It's not the same formula as before. It used to be take the packs times $5, boom, that's your price of the box. Now it's that, and then add $10 on top of it. Don't believe me? Go look up the ones that are just released. They're getting more expensive, especially if they have good promo cards inside of them. And the reason I think that we're going to have more print to demand, things like this, is there's very little risk. There's almost no risk. Because people already paid you. They already paid you for the product, and it's just, okay, I just got to make it and send it to you. I already took profit before I even made the product. I'm not going to be stuck holding this. You don't believe that people will have that patience and wait? Go look at Magic the Gathering. They have their secret lairs. Order them, congratulations. We'll send it to you in 6 to 12 months. Never mind that after 9 days you can't really do a credit card chargeback and the bank doesn't want to give you back your money. No, don't think about that. Nice shiny cardboard. That's what we're trending into. I would not be surprised if they do this more often in the future with more premium collections, maybe things that are just super high in demand, because remember, Japan knows that the American audience and the world is wanting to purchase from there. And Japan is usually where they do stuff first. That's where most of the stuff eventually starts and then goes to America. If they're starting this approach of, we're going to do a print to demand or by the order, well, it's only fair to assume that it's probably going to jump to America, to the US, to the rest of the world with certain products. Now, obviously, it's not going to be every single product, but is it insane to think that maybe the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection is suddenly going to become print to demand at some point? Well, I have said that everything stays in rotation for a bare minimum 2 years. And we watch their history. They have no qualms with printing anything within those 2 years parameters. Ultra Prism speaks to that. It was very close to going out of rotation by a few months, and then they decided to hit it. So now, when we look at Sword and Shield, they're doing it as usual. They're reprinting stuff as they need to, because it's within the parameters. Celebrations, 2 years. Let's say that Ultra Premium skyrockets. What are the odds that they are just going to say, screw it, print to demand? Alright, we're going to take orders in like mid-2022. We're going to ship them to you mid-2023, because you know what? You're going to do it anyway. See what I mean? So, that's all I got for you guys today on this topic. What did you guys think? Do you think that this is the future of Pokemon? They're going to keep doing more of this print to demand? If so, does it have you worried as someone who's trying to invest into the game? Or maybe you're a collector who's just really enjoying things. Maybe you really are happy that you can get your hands on this stuff and that this could be Pokemon's future. And if you don't think it's the future, maybe it's just a one-time thing because this is meant to be a celebratory set for the entire world, then tell me why you think that and why they wouldn't do this for other sets. And lastly, tell me, what do you guys think about this approach of just time the entry point, don't worry so much about the cost basis as if it's the end-all be-all? Do you think that I'm overvaluing this approach or am I undervaluing it? Who knows? So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want to support the channel, $1 on Patreon for all the videos, $5 message consultation, $10 for hour-long phone call. And again, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.